Hello, everybody. It's Max with Crypto Talk Now. Late last night at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, there was an emergency press conference in light of what recently happened with Binance moving Jasmy to the innovations zone. Of course, a lot of people are, panicked and, have attitude. Oh no, the next big step is they're going to place Jasmy or they're going to take Jasmy off of Binance completely and so on. So, of course, there was this press conference, and while myself and other people have listened to it, let's face it, guys, there's a lot to take in regards to trying to interpret this. And that's, of course, not me taking any jabs at Hara, but, we have to be real. English is not his first language, and that's okay. So I took the time to reinterpret what was mentioned with both him and Moonlight, who was the lady that did the Twitter Space interview. And I thought I would share it with you guys. So in this particular segment that we have, plus other news, we're going to get into my interpretation of that. So let's jump into that right now. All right. So this comes straight from Crypto Twitter. You can follow me, of course, at DPG Maximus on Twitter. And it starts things off with this. Here's Moonlight. She asks, we know that Binance.us delisted Jasmy token, and now Jasmy has been transferred to the innovation zone by Binance. What do you think about this move by Binance? Asking Hara. His response, I would like to apologize to everyone for any concern that this may have caused. In fact, we have closed our relationship with Binance.us instead of Binance.com. They strongly agreed with our concepts of using Japanese technology. They were satisfied with our actual service being up and running. Furthermore, the listings manager came to Japan on Thanksgiving Day and had a discussion with our management. We were able to introduce many Japanese projects to them. It was very regrettable and disappointing for me. We also are disappointed with the decision to move Jasmy to the innovation zone. Now, I want to state this. Just because he saw where it said Thanksgiving Day, you got to keep in mind other countries celebrate Thanksgiving, on different days. Might not have been what he's referring to, Thanksgiving here in the United States. I just want to throw that out there. For instance, Canada, I believe, does Thanksgiving, I think, a month before, the Americans and so on. So I just want to throw that out there. All right. So he mentions also, however, as we mentioned on our Medium, we believe that Jasmy development and achievements in blockchain this last week cannot be overlooked. At this time, we will quickly debut the achievements of Jasmy at this stage and will focus on the realizations of the 2023 roadmap. Keep in mind, later in this video, we're going to get into what he's referring to, because there is an expo that they are currently at as we speak. Moonlight asks him, with Binance announcing coming out of the blue with no advance notice, what are your thoughts? Hara responds, it is true that our blockchain uses, quote, Hyperledger Fabric. This is a consortium blockchain. Since many of our products are developed on contracts on publicly listed companies, it is difficult to track progress. However, Jasmy token holders have just announced they have over 55,000 in Ethereum and Binance Smart Chain. So this is very disappointing. Thank you. Is there anything, according to Moonlight, that the Jasmy team needs to explain with, quote, no progress projects in regards to Binance's announcement? His response, Jasmy has successfully launched the Personal Data Locker, which allows users to securely store and manage personal data on blockchain, our blockchain. We have also successfully launched Jasmy Secure PC, the product that provided enhanced security performance while upgrading the drive recorder functions, ghost drive functions, and remote handling functions. These innovative products truly demonstrated our commitment to protecting user data privately and securely. Moonlight asks, what will Jasmy team do? What kind of procedures will be made? Hara responds, we are we are rapidly developing a regional wallet as a main product. Now, on this particular part, please give me the benefit of the doubt. I had to listen to him repeatedly say that word, and after about 20 times listening to that on the replay, I could have sworn it sounds like wallet. At first, I thought he was saying developing a regional Warx. Like I was like, what Wars X? You know, like what we covered in our deep dives with War X. I came to the conclusion, no, it has to be that he's referring to a wallet. Again, it's the pronunciation. I could be wrong on this, but to me, that would make sense that it's a wallet. So again, we are rapidly developing a regional wallet as a main product to functionally link data and tokens on that wallet and a token economy. We would like to realize some economies in which originally PCs can manage data securely using the blockchain. We want to utilize data so it will go into the wallet. Many people can increase the value of their data using the Jasmy token. Goes on a little bit more. Moonlight asks, can you talk more about your most recent tweet regarding a new project? Har says, yes. In fact, Jasmy are in an environment where we were not able to make efficient investments to promote the token economy due to our organization and development progress. With the execution of the MBO management buyout, we have now moved to the owner system. Now, I also replayed that many times, and to me, in my interpretation, he is truly saying owner, but the way he pronounced it, I thought originally he was saying the honor system. Keep in mind, we've always referred to what's going on in Japan, that they use an honor system. But after I listened to it more and more, I am almost 100% sure that he is saying an owner system. Then he goes on and says, which is only a director. This has made it easier for us to move on. So we will be using NFTs, strengthening the communities, improving the liquidity of stablecoins, for instance, the DD stablecoin, and many of other things to improve the Jasmy ecosystem. He says he's looking to working with you, the community. Thank you. Moonlight then asks, anything else you would like to share, Hara-san? He states, we are in a conference in Japan. Very true. It's going on as we speak, and we have some footage in regards to that. See you next time when we will have more information. Please wait for more information. Appreciate you coming today. You know, referring to Moonlight in the community. See you next time. All right. So that's that. And if anything, I'm gonna, put this back to normal settings. I want to jump into a little bit more of what we have. And of course, if you want to watch the recording, or listen to it, I should say, like the official recording and not just hear, what I showed you. You can, you're more than welcome to listen to it. It's only about 15 minutes. Fast forward to about 3.5 minutes, and then they start talking about this. So in reality, it's probably about 12 minutes, give or take. All right. And you just got to follow Jasmy, at Jasmy MGT, which is the Jasmy management team. Okay. So there it is. Emergency press conference. Going to the next thing, I want to give a shout out to this guy. And if you're watching at some point, shout out to you, Jesse. Glad to have you back. You were well missed. And I absolutely loved what he has to say here. So I know a lot of you guys do follow Jesse at KIR Finance, right? He's been covering Jasmy probably like a year before I have. He's doing really well with the channel. Just great content creator in general. Follow him, right? You could definitely follow him at KIR Finance. Okay. So the reason why I want to bring to you guys his outline, because he really pounds it home big time. And I know a lot of times a lot of you guys don't necessarily, go on crypto Twitter. You might not even like social media and so on. I get that. So I thought I'd bring it to you in the form of a video. So earlier today, was it today or yesterday? Excuse me. It's the 11th. So I guess apparently yesterday, Jesse states, at CZ Binance, has anyone on your team actually researched Jasmy? And if anything, we'll try to blow this up a tad bit more. Sorry about that. Yeah, there we go. And this is a good way to look at it, right? If we're all about compliance and follow-ups and so on. This is a good question. Has anyone on your team actually researched Jasmy? This is a really bad policy. You are directly influencing the market and undercutting a real project because of a couple low volume trading pairs. Did you see the booth, the soccer team, secure PC? Do you know who Ondo is? These are some great questions. How the hell is Jasmy in the same boat as failed centralized exchange coins like FTT or VGX? Yes, preach it, brother. 100%. I'm with you on that. 100%. I want to state this, right? I try not to really go after anybody. It's just not my style. But I will state this. And I hate to use this analogy. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it's like, why don't we get some facts? But you know what? There's a lot of evidence to support this. And I hate to give this guy this particular label, but CZ, in my opinion, is starting to look like the Gary Gensler of crypto exchanges. What do I mean by that? He picks and chooses what's okay to have listed. There's supposed to be certain type of criteria, right? This pounds at home 110%. Jesse's completely right about that. Jasmy in the same boat as those failed ones? Are you kidding me? This is a joke at this point. So, of course, Binance originally posted this on the 9th. Binance will move the following assets into the innovation zone on May 10th. All these ones you see listed, again, there's FTT, plain as day. They put Jasmy in that mix, even VGX. And don't get me wrong, I've been personally invested in VGX, but that's totally different. Jasmy should not be considered a distressed asset, but Binance is basically making it in a distressed asset. Now, do we panic over that? Do we panic over that to the point where, it's like the sky is falling, I'm out of Jasmy and so on? Some people are, some people aren't. Jesse goes on to mention a few more things, right? You in particular, as in CZ, are better than this. Your company is directly manipulating the market with bad policy and without research. Failed centralized exchange coins moved into the innovation zone. Like, are you kidding me? Binance US just bailed on the Voyager buyout. Very true. And you're moving VGX. That is completely, let's go more into this. Yeah, that's completely misleading. FTT again has clearly failed. Why even list it? True. Poo coins like PayPay. Don't get me wrong, some of you guys are doing well with that, but you know what? Learn from the mistakes of the past. In my opinion, take the profits, but don't diamond hand that thing. I'm not trying to give official financial advice. May sound like it. I'm just saying I've learned from 2021, right, when I was chasing meme coins. I only did well in a few. Dogecoin, Shiba Inu. A lot of these things, that's how people get wrecked. Just throwing that out there. All right, so poo coins like PayPay belong there because of their anon founders and bogus supply numbers, 420 some, 60. Really, no utility at all, not open source, garbage. I would agree with that. Jasmy is not anon. It's not domiciled. Excuse me, I'm probably not pronouncing that right. In Japan, one of the strictest crypto business environments, which you can clearly know about with your secure acquisition, right? Real patents, a real company. I know I'm reading a lot of this verbatim, but he hits the nail on the head with this. Financial and large corporate partners and tons of utility for the personal data locker. Jasmy is unique because it tried to get listed on more centralized exchanges with more pairs than any other crypto. I would agree with that too. With so many, it's impossible for each one to have high numbers. Yeah, absolutely. And there's a lot of other cryptocurrencies out there that have the same type of problem. Why aren't you going after that? Right. For the same reasons why isn't Gary Gensler at the SEC going after so many other crypto projects that are also technically could fall in the same suit as XRP, right? Being labeled as a quote unquote security. Again, picking and choosing. Am I too far off by labeling CZ the Gary Gensler of crypto or exchanges? Teach his own, right? This is simple math. The Binance USD listing also happened because the trading pairs was less than 1/3 of 1%. So is the volume low because of the project or the platform? No, it isn't. Just look at CMC. You own it. Binance has nearly, listen to this, guys, 68% of all trading volume in 24 hours at 70 million. Of course, at that time that Jesse posted this. A core tenet of your company should not manipulate the market. And of course, I saw Jasmy Pirate. Shout out to you as well. Right? People are reacting to it. It's absolutely ridiculous. Now, in regards to what's ridiculous and what should also be noted, let's take a look at this real quick. All right. Shout out to Mentalect. So if, we're in the innovation zone, well, like Mentalect posted, Jasmy's putting in work. Look at this. This is at this particular Expo. And if you're wondering what the Expo is, we're going to get into that in a second here soon, but it's going on as we speak, right? It says, ever wonder how the booth of Jasmy, looks like, right? Here it is, plain to say, though. I mean, people want pictures. This is going on as we speak. I think tomorrow is the last day. All right. So that's cool stuff. Let me show you a little bit more in regards to this. Here's the other picture. And look who's also mentioned there, Transcosmos. Remember how we talked about Transcosmos being that one remote call center? Plain as day. And by the way, look who's in the background. This guy with the suit. I wish I had that page open. Everybody's saying, I should say everybody. Some people are saying in the comments, how come we don't have no real pictures of these guys? This guy in the middle, he is part of the Jasmy team. All right, there's a picture of him right there. The guy with the suit in the middle. So, I mean, that's a pretty darn big booth. All right. I mean, that's probably going to take up a good portion of this expo, in my opinion. All right, a little bit more of what we have. Here's another picture from the blockchain expo in Tokyo, Tokyo 2023. Technically, that's what it's called. It says only open to businesses and institutions. Big thanks for picture from Japanese follower. Yeah. I mean, maybe, some people say, well, I want better pictures. I want videos. Okay, I get that. But at least it's something, All right, shout out to this guy, Dip Metaverse. He did a particular reaction, I guess, before, or there was a Twitter space before, and then he had a reaction afterwards. I didn't get to listen to the reaction, but, I have been following him for a while. Has great content. I highly recommend following him, especially if you're in Jasmy. You've got crypto Twitter. He says that Jasmy wallet is still accumulating. Remember the last video we did on Jasmy? We're talking about this one big whale. He's still at it. So why would a big whale continue to purchase Jasmy if it's a scam? Like some people have basically mentioned in the comments. Not everybody, right? But you know who some of these people are, right? Apparently, I guess this guy just likes to throw his money away. Last I checked, big blue whale investors don't exactly want to throw their money away. If anything, they're recognizing opportunity. They're loading up on it. Why would they be loading up on this? So anyway, Dip Metaverse says that Jasmy wallet still accumulating. Added, listen to this, guys, 155 million more tokens after the tweet this morning. Has 1.1 billion total Jasmy now. My goodness. Look at this. Actually, I think that's the biggest it's probably going to go. But you can see it right there. Right? And that's quite something, to say the least, in my opinion. A little bit more in regards to this. Dip Metaverse says WC3068. You can follow him as well if you want. Who is Brian, by the way. Shout out to you, Brian, if you're watching this. Great deep diver when it comes to Jasmy content. Says inspired him to run the Jasmy dashboard again. I will go over the yellow highlights in order from top to bottom. Let's go with, let's look at this, right? Number one, Binance wallets have 842 million fewer Jasmy tokens. Coinbase added 115 million to its wallet. Interesting. Is this big whale guy Coinbase? I don't know. Look into it more yourself. Could be. Number three, Bittrex, which declared bankruptcy recently, is slowly clearing out its wallet. Number four, the coins from Coinbase whales have increased by 750 million to 12.2 billion. Why would Coinbase whales be increasing their position? Why would any whale be increasing their position? Last I saw, if you're a whale investor, you recognize real opportunities, right? At the end of the day, you do that because it's just that there's opportunity. You think a whale wants to go down on a sinking ship? Maybe they recognize the sinking ship is going to be maybe rebuilt and be, flourishing in the future. Call it as you will. There's going to be some people in the comments that are going to disagree, and that's okay. We welcome different points of views, as long as it's not insulting, right? So it says the coins from Coinbase whales have increased, like I mentioned. Let's blow this up. And you can see it right there, plain as day. You know, thank you again to Dip Metaverse. It has this whole spreadsheet in regards to all this. And, you know, again, I mean, you could see the breakdown. Binance, Bitcoin, Gate.io, you name it, KuCoin. All of it. Pretty interesting. You know? Pretty interesting. All right. If you still want to watch the segment, you can just pause it. You can look through all this yourself. We're going to jump into the next part of what we have in regards to Jasmy. All right. I like this. I like seeing this. So shout out to Addy Bull. He says, okay, Jasmy, we've made it to 1 million tweets. Yeah, it's trending. Now, of course, so the flooders are going to say, oh, it's trending for all the negative reasons. At the end of the day, it's still free press coverage. You know, I have a saying, I'm sure you guys have seen it yourself, especially if you're, you know, the type of guy who goes on Sunday and so on. I count my blessings. To me, this is a blessing. Why? It's free press for Jasmy. It's going to help it trend. So yeah, I'm going to count my blessings here. Jasmy's trending hard now. I'm proud to be part of this movement. Yeah, me too. With all the doom and gloom, me too. And I'm aware that Jasmy did tank all the way down to 0.004 something. I'm going to see if it goes even further below that. I will state this even. I know maybe this doesn't sound popular. Jasmy could tank down to 0.001 or lower, and I would still purchase more. Why? Because at the end of the day, it's not about what exchanges they are on. Sure, that's going to help with the volume, but you want to know something? It creates that much more supply and demand. And, you know, the way I look at it is, if it was a project that was a classic pump and dump, it had no utility at all and wasn't part of IoT, it wasn't, you know, having something that was original at all, right? With the, you know, these blockchain PCs, the Jasmy secure PC, and, you know, some of these other things they're doing, right? For the future, expansion, Hong Kong, you name it, then that would be a good argument. But that is not the case when it comes to Jasmy. They have something very original, very unique. You know, at the end of the day, they are still the first to get listed in Japan and had to go through what, guys? All of that compliancy in one of the most strictest countries in the world when it comes to regulatory compliance. So are we going to dismiss that? Do the fudders want to dismiss that? No, they just want to go look at the chart. Oh, this is rug pull. Yeah. A lot of things look like they're rug pull. Why? Because of the 2022 crypto winter. Just want to throw that out there. And I know some people are going to say, well, this is really volatile. It's tanked like 20+% and so on, or higher. And I get what you're saying. I've never said for the most part that I felt as though that Jasmy wasn't, you know, risky. It is a little bit risky. Why is it so risky? Well, you got to keep in mind, there's a big difference from the all-time highs of where it was at and that circulating supply of where we started compared to where we're at now. But I'm also realizing how much they have built during that 2022 bear market. And that roadmap, let's face it, I can criticize that. The 2022 roadmap was very unimpressive. The 2023 roadmap is very impressive, and you see where they're at. And you can see where they're going here soon. And we're going to show you a little bit more of what we have. But yeah, 1.03 million tweets. I mean, I'm not going to dismiss that. I'm glad that people are shouting this out. Yeah, clap, applause, you name it. Let's jump into this. All right. So in regards to where Jasmy's currently at right now, you heard about this particular conference and so on. So it says Wednesday, May 10th through Friday, May 12th. My birthday is on May 12th. This is going to be at the Tokyo Big Sight South Exhibition Hall. They're going to have AI. They're going to have quantum computing. They're going to have all sorts of things here, right? And it says it's the latest technology. They're going to have the latest technologies of AI, blockchain, and quantum computers, yada, yada. So I thought I would show you guys a brief trailer of this event. And it's not going to show Jasmy on it, but at least it's going to show you what the event's all about. So we'll be right back in just a moment. All right, welcome back. So, just kind of gives you the quick gist. I mean, yeah, it's in, another language and so on, but like it shows right here, people from all industries, including manufacturing, general construction, contractors, logistics, retail, and finance, came from all over the country to engage in lively business negotiations. Who happens to be one of those people, one of those organizations? It's Jasmy, right? So we're going to be moved to the innovation hub, but yet they're doing things like this. And a few weeks ago, they were in Hong Kong. I mean, again, they got this whole thing of, Binance putting this in the innovation hub, but you're going to put it in the same category as FTT, and also VGX. I think a lot of people are just kind of shaking their heads here. Like, the DD, the due diligence, where is the real proper due diligence? Because that doesn't make any sense. All right, like it says here, because it is a real place you can feel and experience. Comparative examination of products and services and consultation for introduction and practical application can be done at Exhibition Hall. I mean, this is not some, flash in the pan thing. I mean, lectures by industry leaders such as AI utilization, DX human resources, Web3. Ooh, obviously, Jasmy's part of the, that whole Web3 movement, and even with AI. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised we get an announcement soon in regards to that AI tech engine. To me personally, with all the bad news that's happened, I'm just throwing it out there. If I was part of the Jasmy, dev team, I might want to move quickly on giving us an update. That's just me. I mean, at the end of the day, investors want to hear some good news, in regards to some of the bad news that's happened. So, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of institutional players here too. Introducing some of the speakers May 11th, which is basically today, but they're basically, a day ahead. I gotta quit saying basically all the time. All right. You could blame my uncle from that. He always would say, basically the bottom line is this. Anyway, here's some, speakers, right? Pharmaceutical even, right? Education side, even from the government. There's a lot of stuff going on. And if anything, I'm glad that Jasmy is there to represent. All right. Last but not least, I know this is going to seem like old news, but there's some people that in the comments still, I can't believe it, who said, I haven't seen any pictures from these guys. The consistent complaint is I haven't seen any video of Hara speaking. Now I get you on that. I want to see something with that. Hopefully at this conference, somebody will take recording. You know what? It might not happen. It's not something so negative that's going to make me want to back out of Jasmy though. But as far as pictures, people have mentioned that in the past, and they want to see actual pictures of Hara. Again, this was from April 13th when they were at this particular Hong Kong Web3 Expo. There, plain as day, Hara. There he is again. He literally looks like a pop star, There he is again. Maybe that's the face that they should use with what happened recently with Binance. I know it sounds so bad. All right. Gotta laugh is cry, right? Anyway. So at least you guys got to see some pictures is the main point, I think that's about it. They don't have any more pictures, but at least you got to see some pictures. All right, last but not least, I want to show you guys just a tad bit more before we wrap things up. The price. All right, what's going on with some of the price action? So this is on CMC. We know we did launch all the way up to 97th before all the doom and gloom happened. And currently speaking, we're at 130 for Jasmy. It's now sitting at 0.004584. And to be honest, I mean, it's really tempting for me to throw some money at this. Here's a good way to look at this particular price range. If you want to just do the math real quick. Jasmy, if you were to put, not that everybody has the money to do this, some of you do, some of you don't, it's okay. It's not a you-know-what contest. If you were going to get 100,000 more of these, or your goal is just, you don't have any, you just want to make a position, you want to get 100,000 of these, you can just say right offhand, after, there's going to be some fees, but at the end of the day, you can get 100,000 of these for $458.40, right, before fees. That is not too shabby. I don't know of a lot of projects where you can do that, but I mean, that's an opportunity right there. That's the way I look at it. Do we get more bad news and, this thing tanks more? Very well could be possible. You don't know what's going to happen. But, I think some people are definitely buying some of these dips. Maybe you're the guy who bought last night at 0.0055. Remember when that happened? Now we're at 4.5. Again, at the end of the day, that's the power of the DCA. So there's going to be people, obviously, they're just done with this project and they want to move on. I get that too. At the end of the day, I'm not trying to sell anybody on anything. And I will re-advise people in the comments that think otherwise. You know who some of you guys are. And I want to state this. I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I provide you guys news, education, and updates, deep dives, research, and so on. At in no particular point did I say, hey, I'm influencing you in a certain way to purchase this, and oh, it tanked, so I am the scapegoat. No, that's why we have disclaimers. And it's sad to see people want to point the finger at somebody. If you want to know something, take account for yourself. All right? Take responsibility for your own actions. If you don't like me saying this, you want to unsubscribe because I said it like that, then you got to do what you got to do. I don't mean no disrespect, but at the same time, I don't like people pointing fingers at me saying that, I have a big influence on people for making the wrong decisions. This is a very volatile project at the end of the day. There are risks. Own up to your own risk. Pointing fingers just makes me wonder, what else are you pointing fingers at? You pointing fingers at like maybe your own personal life because it's not going well? Take responsibility for your own actions. So again, it's no disrespect. That's just the way I look at it personally. And with that said, I'm going to conclude today's video. Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Or you could unsubscribe if you choose to do so too. I mean, at the end of the day, we all have a choice. So thanks again for watching. Have a blessed day, everybody. We'll see you on the next one.